Welcome to another episode of Amazing Animation Analysis, Best Shot Edition, in which I analyze the single most interesting shot of an episode. And today I'll be looking at Demon Slayer Season 3, Episode 2. And the shot that piqued my interest the most is this one, an aerial shot in which Tanjiro cuts Yoriichi Type 0. The shot transition and composition is great, and story-wise it's the culmination of Tanjiro's efforts to finally beat his opponent. Before we start, we need to go back a few shots. So at this point in the fight, Tanjiro is flying upside down and Yoriichi is about to cut him. Tanjiro pulls his head in and barely dodges the attack. From a static position, Tanjiro grips his sword tight and starts spinning. Notice that he doesn't just spin his body and limbs at the same time. The arms rotate a lot faster than his body. This gives the feeling that the attack starts with his shoulders, and that the strength of the cut pulls the rest of his body into the spin. Then we enter into the cutting shot. It starts by zooming out in a spiral motion. This enforces the theme of spinning, and starts the shot with a lot of impact. Tanjiro holds the sword close to his chest and keeps spinning into the cut. He starts off slow, which connects to the previous shot. This also lets us settle into the motion, beginning with the spin zoom and immediately cutting would otherwise be too jarring. Tanjiro's body is open at first, but he curls himself up when he strikes. This way, the spin feels tighter and more in control. He ends the spin with his spine being straight, and his shoulders and head turn further into the rotation. Afterwards, his legs slowly catch up to his arms and head. Slowing down here gives us time to catch up to the speed of the attack. The pose itself is great, because it tells the story of the attack, the slice coming from the left and ending to the right. You might also notice that his sword is gone. That's because it broke in the impact. Let's look at the effects. They're simple and effective. The slice starts in this frame, and in the next we see the trail of the sword and the impact of the cut at the same time. The next frame, the sword cuts through and the impact of the cut expands. It's funny how the trail still follows the sword, even though it's cut in two. The impact effect dissipates in the following 3 frames. There's also this tiny light gleam, showing the angle of the cut. It's a nice touch. So now let's mess with the frames a little, and see how adding or removing things can change the animation. In this shot, Tanjiro tightens up his arms and then attacks. The motion starts slow, speeds up, slows down, and then speeds up again. This is to emphasize the tightening of his arms. But what if we take out a couple of frames? Now the attack starts slow, speeds up and keeps going into the next shot. I think this edit gives a greater sense of speed, and connects better into the cut. But now it feels more like Tanjiro was already attacking, and we're going from slow motion to speeding up. The effects are quite low key, because I think they didn't want Tanjiro's attack to feel incredibly strong. But what if we beefed it up a bit with some impact frames? I added a flash of light here, with force lines coming from the cut. In the next frame, I expanded the flash and Tanjiro's blade finishes the arc. With these black lines, I emphasize the light gleam, which slowly dissipates. Here's the original. And with the 2 edits in place. Now it's time for a Taisho Secret. Have you noticed? Every character in Demon Slayer has distinct eyes. These are Tanjiro's, Tsuyuri, Zenitsu, and Inosuke. And here are mine! Ooh, gotta go! That's it for Demon Slayer Season 3, Episode 2. If you'd like to see more of these, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. Have a great day!